US Navy destroyer USS Curtis Wilbur carried out a routine transit through the Taiwan Strait on 18th May, making the fifth such passage under the Biden administration. The Alec Burke-class guided missile destroyer USS Curtis Wilbur, which is DDG Type 54, conducted a routine Taiwan Strait transit on May 18th local time in accordance with the international law, according to a US 7th Fleet press release. The passage reaffirms the US commitment to a free and open Indo-Pacific, it added, stressing that the United States military will continue to fly, sail and operate anywhere in accordance with the international law that allows. The US Navy had conducted 4 previous transits through the strait since US President Joe Biden took office. The USS John McCain on 4th February, the USS Curtis Wilbur on February 24th, the USS John Finn on March 10th, and the USS John McCain on April 7th. Meanwhile, Air Force Senior Colonel Zhang Chunhai, spokesperson of the PLA Eastern Theater Command, in a written statement on Wednesday said the USS Curtis Wilbur DDG-54 sailed through the Taiwan Strait on May 18th and hyped publicly. China is firmly opposed to it. Senior Colonel Zhang pointed out that the US warship's actions sent erroneous signals to the Taiwan Independence Force, deliberately disrupted and undermined the regional situation, and jeopardized the peace and stability across the Taiwan Strait. China is firmly opposed to it, Zhang added. The troops under the PLA Eastern Theater Command have conducted whole process tracking and monitoring on the US destroyer. They keep high alert all the time, ready to respond to any threats and provocations, stresses Senior Colonel Zhang at the end of the statement. As relations between Taipei and Washington have improved over the past year, Beijing has intensified its aggressive posture toward the former by stepping up its grey zone tactics, carrying out military exercises in the region and regularly sending military aircraft into Taiwan Air Defense Identification Zone. Meanwhile, a Chinese Navy flotilla crossed the Miyako Strait on 16th May, forming a routine escort task force headed towards the Gulf of Aden and waters off Somalia. China termed it not a response against the four-nation joint exercise codenamed GND ARC-21. The Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force spotted a PLA Navy flotilla consisting of 3 warships, namely the Type 052D destroyer Nanjing and the Type 054A frigate Yangzhou and the Type 903A comprehensive supply ship Gyaohu, which passed through the waters between Okinawa Island and the Miyako Island and sailed south towards the Pacific Ocean on Sunday, Japan's Ministry of Defense Joint Staff said in a press release on Monday. The Japan Maritime Self-Defense Forces conducted a joint exercise with the navies of the US, France and Australia from May 11 to May 17 in the East China Sea, and the Japanese Ministry of Defense is analyzing the purpose of the Chinese naval activity, the Yomiuri Shimbun Daily reported on Monday. The 38th Escort Task Force of the PLA Navy, consisting of the 3 specific vessels, left Zhoushan, East China's Zhejiang province on Sunday for the Gulf of Aden and waters of Somalia to perform a civilian ship escort mission. Japan insists that the China has committed to informing them in advance if their navy sails through the strait, a claim that the Chinese deny has ever agreed upon. The PLA Navy used the strait on a large scale for the first time in April 2010, an act which has since become a commonplace practice for them to conduct military exercises in the Pacific. Thanks for watching National Defense. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram.
It sound right, boy.